So you want to design a new workout plan, but you're not too sure which training split to use. In this video, we're going to discuss the different types of training splits and which one's going to be best suited for your goals. What's up YouTube, Rory Gissing here, Men's Physique IFBB Pro, and today we're discussing training splits. The main ones are either upper body, lower body, we have push-pull legs, and then we have the bro split.
Bro split, which is what I call a pro split because all the pros use it.
So these are going to be the steps to consider when designing your training split. Step 1, how many days per week are you training? Step 2, take into consideration which body part you want to improve the most. And step 3, prioritize the body part you want to focus on more. And you can do that by starting the workout on that given body part and increase the training frequency for it in any given week. But it all comes back to what your goals are and where you are in your fitness journey. If you've just started, you've never been to a gym, then upper body, lower body is probably a good starting point to get a feel for it. And it's generally going to be upper body rest, lower body rest, upper body rest, lower body rest, repeat. Okay? If you can only make it to a gym twice a week, then that's it. You do your upper body on one day and your lower body on the next day. If you can make it 3 times, then you can probably split that into a push-pull legs. So your pushing is basically chest, delts, triceps. Your pulling movements is your back and your biceps. You can throw traps into that, but that can also be considered shoulders. So I'll leave that one out for now. And then of course, your legs, your lower body. So push-pull legs is a pretty famous split, and that's pretty much taken the UK by storm at the moment. I see athletes of all caliber trying to do push-pull legs. I used to do it myself. I find it's very good to build your foundations. So in other words, to build a bit of muscle thickness, to get the muscle a bit more plump, to get the roundness in it. Push-pull legs is a very good way to do that. So there are a fair few options to choose from when it comes to your training splits, but I always recommend trying to focus on what your goals are and what you want to focus on the most. So if you want to focus on bringing up your chest and your shoulders, maybe it's not the best idea to do push-pull legs or upper body, lower body, because you're training your chest and your shoulders on the same day. When you come to train, you need to have your weakest body part trained first, okay? And that's just common sense. If you go into a workout already weakened, you're not going to have a good workout. If I go in and start chest and then do shoulders afterwards, my shoulders are going to be weaker. So my shoulders won't get that good of a workout if I didn't just train shoulders on their own. And if you just want everything to get bigger, then I would say a push-pull legs is a very good approach to that because you can up your frequency. And by frequency, I mean the frequency of how many times you can repeat a workout. So say you can have push day, pull day, leg day, day off, push day, pull day, leg day, day off. And that I would consider a very high frequency because you're only having 2 rest days per week and you repeat every body part twice a week. I don't normally recommend that because I think that's too much. To have every muscle trained twice a week is too intense on the body, and I think you're going to struggle to recover. But everyone has different recovery rates. So again, you're going to need to find what works best for you. If you find that you cannot do legs twice a week because you just can't walk still, then don't train legs twice a week. It is pretty much that simple. You don't have to force yourself to train legs more than once a week. And the same goes for every other body part. If your chest does not recover, then stop training it so often. So there are a few different training splits to choose from. There's the push-pull legs, there's upper body, lower body, and there's the bro split. The bro split is 1 or 2 body parts per week. So for example, you'll have a back day, a chest day, a shoulder day, an arm day, a leg day. I was going to say calf day, but that's not a thing. Unless you have very weak calves, I don't recommend doing a calf day. Throw them in with something else. And that's what a bro split is. But I personally would recommend not doing 1 body part a day. I'll try and double that up. So get in at least 2 different body parts per day. And that could be chest and triceps, for example, or it could be biceps and triceps to have an arm day still. But it could also be back and calves, you know? I'll try and double up the muscle groups just so you can increase your frequency to train them in the week. Now, when it comes to designing your training split, you should have a good idea on what body parts you want to focus on the most. So say I want bigger shoulders, then you can up the frequency you train your shoulders. So for example, you can do push-pull legs still, but on the second push workout of the week, you can just be shoulders. It doesn't have to include your chest. And this is where I feel most people fall short when they come to planning their training programs. They kind of just want to fit just one particular training slot, i.e. push-pull legs. And therefore they always have to do every push, every pull, and every leg exercise on either twice a week or once a week. This is your training plan. Design it how you want to design it. Don't be forced into something the internet tells you, because the internet doesn't know what your goals are and what body parts you want to focus on. Don't get me wrong, push-pull legs is pretty good. I've used it myself for years. I just needed to use it as an example. But I have, however, moved past that. I feel like I've progressed to the next stage, which is essentially, well, it's the bro split, but I will train the 2 different body parts per day just to up my training frequency. So you're probably wondering what an IFBB pro does for his own training split. I can only talk about my own training style, as I don't really know anyone else's. And I know which body parts I want to work on the most. And for me, it was chest and shoulders. So we being myself and my coach, designed the training program around these weaknesses, shall we call them, so I can train shoulders and chest twice a week. So my training split pretty much was a chest and triceps, a back and calves, shoulders and abs, and then a day off. And then we go back to chest and biceps, and then quads and hams for a full leg day, and then back to shoulders and abs. So that meant I was training chest and shoulders twice a week, and they were bringing up the body parts, because that is generally how you work on a weak body part. You do up the training frequency. Now, there's a lot of information out there trying to say, oh, you're lagging body parts, you should train them even less and train them more intensely during the workouts. I personally felt that did nothing for me, and I feel my best results have come from increasing the training frequency. So much so that my weak body parts are now almost my strongest body parts. So it's worked absolutely great, and I highly recommend it. So try implementing that into your training split. Say, for example, you want to work on your quads more, then increase the frequency where quads are in your training split. And if your training split is a leg day instead of just a quad day, then just make sure you're training the quads first if that's what you want to focus on bringing up the most. But just remember, if you've upped the training frequency of a given body part, you're probably going to have to decrease the sets in that workout just to ensure the body part is recovering in time for the next workout. You don't want to just absolutely crush it and then expect to be recovered in 3 or 4 days. It doesn't work that way. It needs to be fully recovered, which generally means a few less sets than what a normal workout will be doing. So there you have it. That's my advice on how to design a training split. So please go away and actually design something which is specific to your goals, and don't just listen to what the internet has to say, because it will not take into consideration what you want to focus on the most. If you made it this far, please go ahead and smash the like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.